Good morning and happy Tuesday. Happy Libra season. Happy Left Behind Libra season. The rapture left all the pretty people. I'm kidding. That was a bit of a bad joke. My way to deal with things. The sun enters Libra today. There's a lot of zeros on the board today. Mars is at 0 degrees Scorpio. The sun 0 degrees Libra. Neptune is 0 degrees Aries. We are off of that damn dragon. We got off the eclipse dragon ride. Eclipse season is behind us. You made it through, and you should be so proud of that. But everyone, even my close friends, are like, what does the rest of 2025 have in store? We may be off the dragon, but we are not off the bumpy, wild ride. I feel like it's just like gonna go, go, go. Don't think it's quiet. It's turbulent, it's revelatory, and it's very transformative. Let's go. So right now we have the Mars square Pluto. I believe that goes exact tomorrow. Mars in Scorpio squaring Pluto in Aquarius in retrograde. This is primal. This is power. Mars in Scorpio likes to excavate, likes to dig in that underworld. He loves to confront the shadows. Pluto in Aquarius, especially in retrograde, pulls on the string of collective systems. When they clash, it's not subtle. It's like an excavation. It's confrontation. It's the reminder that the only way out is through. My fixed sign baddies, you're on the front lines for this one. Also, I think this is the aspect transit that really helps a lot of the Pluto and Scorpio generation realize what they're here to do. So October for the first time in a while isn't riddled with eclipses. It's mostly, the big thing is Neptune retrogrades back into Pisces. That king returns to his ocean throne. October 22nd until January 26, 2026. Neptune revisits its rulership. The big question is, will Neptune clear the fog or thicken it? Neptune takes 165 years to orbit the whole zodiac. The last time he re-entered Pisces was in 1862. History gives us a mirror. What happened in 1862? Oh, an election. America was in the middle of the Civil War. Blood everywhere, but no really decisive victories. People were exhausted. People were disillusioned. The midterm elections that year seemed to be like a referendum of sorts on Lincoln, and he lost big. Democrats surged in the House, and remember, this is before the Democrat-Republican switch. They were riding a wave of public anger over war, over taxes, and over civil liberties. The Emancipation Backlash. Just weeks earlier, Lincoln had issued the preliminary Emancipation Proclamation. For the first time, it didn't seem that the war was just about saving the Union. It was about freedom, and people panicked. It was spun into fear. Your sons will be drafted to die for black freedom. Your sons will be drafted to fight for your slaves. Your jobs will be taken by the freedmen. Your taxes will rise. The same play-by-play. The backlash gave Democrats their opening. Civil liberties were suspended. Abraham Lincoln did suspend habeas corpus at this time. Big deal. People were jailed for criticizing the war. Newspapers were shut down. Tension between security and freedom, between government power and civil rights. It was all at a breaking point. The economic strain of 1862. 1862 saw the first federal income tax, new war taxes, inflation. People felt very squeezed. Sound familiar? And yet, here is a great example of Neptune's hand and how he plays. What looked like political defeat forced Abraham Lincoln and his group to double down. They reframed the war, not as a stalemate, but some kind of moral crusade. This shift paved the way for the full Emancipation Proclamation. Foreign powers refusing to recognize or support the Confederacy, and ultimately the passage of the 13th Amendment. That's Neptune and Pisces. That is dream and delusion. fog and the revelation. Dissolving false realities so something deeper, something truer can emerge at this time, even if it looks so chaotic in the moment. So, what's the echo here in 2025? Neptune's returns to Pisces, calling us back to lies and illusions, ones that we swallowed very early in the year. So, Neptune went into Aries in March. So, the beginning of 2025, Neptune was in Pisces. So, what was collapsing before March? Dreams or deceptions did you see cracking open, whether collectively or within yourself? From October to January, we are going to revisit that time, that terrain, beginning of 2025 and most of 2024, especially a certain election. It will feel like backlash. It will be confusion. It will feel like regression. But Neptune's medicine is long. It dissolves what it cannot hold. So that's October. Here comes November. In November, we're gonna have to hold on our biddies. We're gonna be on a weird ride. We're gonna be on like the Gravitron or some crap. Mars enters Sagittarius in the beginning of November. He will immediately be opposed Uranus in Gemini. Sparks, rebellion, chaos, breakthroughs, realizations. But then, not so long after that, like a few days, Uranus will retrograde back into Taurus. So, you've heard a lot of people talk about the fear of Uranus going into Gemini. That's where Uranus has been during major times, wars, conflicts of our history. So, the last time that Uranus retrograded back into Taurus, we did have the first outside attack on our homeland, Pearl Harbor. A shock to resources, a shock to our security, a shock to where we were so like, oh my gosh, we're so protected. We're not going to get, da 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 da. It's not a repeat, but it's a rhyme. Pearl Harbor was also conjunct Saturn in Taurus in retrograde. Pluto was retrograde in Leo. Not a repeat. There's a rhyme. There's an echo, though. Mercury will retrograde in Sagittarius. Remember, the theme this year was the Mercury retrograde start all in fire sign. Mercury will retrograde back into Scorpio, though. I think that's going to be pretty important as well, especially when we have the Sun and Mercury conjunct in Scorpio. A little Cassimi, a little bit of light, illumination, bringing some truth, getting things out of the dark. By December, Mars will be squaring Saturn, very close to the galactic center of our universe. Will meets wall, discipline meets fire. Can't not discuss Neptune there too, because he's going to be close. But a few days later, Mars and Neptune will then square, okay? And they'll both be at the 29th degree. Energetic, fated, karmic, final, finishing. Fog and the fire collide. We're not drifting into 2026. We're being catapulted, okay? Mars is like, all right, Neptune, finish it. Finish it. I'm going to push on you, though, from Sagittarius, okay? We like to have the truth. We like to expand our knowledge. What's the story, morning glories, of the rest of 2025? Revelation, correction, truth bombs, shocks, wake-up calls, long dream, breaking apart. The question isn't exactly what happens. I mean, it is. But it's really more about who you are when it does happen. Survived the eclipses. Bless you. Now Neptune asks us to survive our illusions. History asks, which side are you on? Which side of liberation are you on? And again, the cosmos are just going to be very, very loud. The only way out is through. Okay? We'll be okay. We're almost through this year. Do you believe that? The only way forward is through, though. Happy Tuesday.